Alright, okay. Hello. This is 1 minute. Nice and quite speedy because we want to try and get through everything.
Okay, so you have to convert the mixed fractions, that's what they're called, into improper fractions. So the first one, you just do the denominator, multiply the number next to it, plus. The numerator multiplied by the number.
No, you were right. I said plus the numerator. I was helping you with the last one.
Yeah, that thing. So the first one would be 8. No, wait, never mind. No,
Just write the question first.
yeah, this.
Okay, so 2 1/4 divided by 3 1/2.
Yeah.
Okay, so go. So 2 1/4 as an improper fraction is?
8/4.
No. 9. Should be 9/4. 9
Yeah,
9/4.
Should it be? Yeah. 1.
Okay, so 2 multiplied by 4 plus 1 is 9. Yeah?
Okay. So then you divide by, so then that'll be 7 and
7/2. Yeah.
So, I don't know if you guys remember, but when you're like dividing fractions, you have to do keep, change, flip. So you do keep,
my gosh. Yeah, I forgot that.
change, flip.
Yeah, that's the action. Okay, excellent.
And then you do,
Well, so secret, it's not 9/14, it's
18/3. How do you do that?
okay, because remember, let's get rid of them. You're going too far. You're going to the 9/14 too quickly. So how do we multiply fractions?
Times the numerator and the denominator.
Yep, times the numerators. So 9 times 2 is 18. 4 times 7 is 28. And what does that reduce down to?
9/14.
9/14. Okay, so that's a show that question. I didn't record any marks, so. Wait, I know something. Okay, let's go. We need to get through these, ladies.
Alright, so you have,
Tell me if you can't see what I'm writing. So you have A equals 2. I can't draw the 5 signs, but that's the 5 sign. R. And then you have R plus H. And you're trying to make H the subject. So first you have to get rid of this, because you're trying to get to the H, but you first have to get rid of this. So you do A, and because it's getting multiplied by the R and the H, you do A over 2 pi R, which equals R plus H. Because it's getting multiplied by the bracket. So now this isn't in a bracket anymore. And so now all you have to do is do A 2 pi R minus R equals H. Because that's a minus. Any questions?
yeah, I have a question. So, when you're doing, rearranging formula, don't you have to do BEDMAS backwards? So why are you dividing first?
Because, so it's just how I do it, because I always think that, like, so you have to do, you kind of have to do the thing that's farthest away from the H first. So because the H is in here, you have to get rid of this first, and you can't just go straight into getting rid of the R. You have to get rid of what it's being multiplied first.
Thank you.
Problem. That's good. That's lovely explanation, Gabby. About that. Okay, so
Julia!
So, you have a triangle. Should I draw the triangle?
sure.
So you have a triangle that's kind of like this. Kind of. And then we have 3x minus 5 over here. And we have 3x, oh yep, and it's centimeters. So we have 4x plus 2. So then it says the length of the sides of the triangle are 3x. 3x, yeah, okay.
And what's in the diagram?
Yeah. The perimeter of the triangle is 62. We got the value of x. So clear, algebraic working. So,
Okay, so can I just interrupt? The algebraic working is really important because if you haven't got that, and you've just got the answer, you still get no marks. Okay, so you have to show algebraic working for this.
So basically, we know that to find the perimeter, you have to add all the sides together. So you would add all these together, so it'd be 3x plus 3x minus 5, so you're going to do 3x minus 5 plus 4x plus 2, so 4x plus 2. And we know that that equals 62, so that's the perimeter. So then you would do 10x, so you add all the x's up together, so 3x plus 3x is 6x plus 4x, which is 10x. So it'd be 10x. And then you do this, so you do minus 5 plus 2, which is minus 3. So it'd be minus 3 equals 62. Oh. So then you're trying to get x by, you're trying to get x by itself. So you do plus 3, which is 10x equals 65. Please listen, girls. And then we would do 5 by 10 divided by 10, which is x equals
6.5.
6. I got that, thanks. 6.5.
Thanks. And that's
The answer.
Come on, Julia, pause it. Pause it.
Okay.
oh, pause, darling. Oh, the pause.
Did you get this for wrong?
Yes, I got it. I got a mistake.
No, it's 6B.
Mine was a dumb mistake.
Oh, it's 6B?
Yeah.
Oh, then no.
Oh, well then maybe we don't need to do this one. Maybe you can do the next one.
Question 7.
Okay, so you're supposed to solve this. So as you can see, there are two x's. So what I did first was put this x here over 1. So they're both fractions. And then I ended up cross multiplying. So I timed the 1 by x, 7x minus 1, and the 5 by x. So I got 7x minus 1 is equal to 5x. So I added 1 on both sides to get 7x equals 5x plus 1. And then I just subtracted 5x on both sides to get 2x equals 1. So then I had to divide both sides by 2 to get x is equal to 1/2.
Awesome. Lovely. Thank you. Pause, please. What do you think?
Oh, okay.
All right, so we need to write this as a single fraction. How do we write things as a single fraction? We look for a common denominator. Do they have a common denominator? No. So my common denominator is going to be both of them 2 multiplied together, remember? If in doubt, that's what your denominator is going to be. So we've got x plus 2. Yes, darling?
Oh wait, never mind. I think we're doing it.
All right, so that's my denominator for both of my fractions. My top one, I have to multiply by 2x plus 5 on top and bottom. And the other one is multiplied by x plus 2 top and bottom. So on the top, I'm going to go in 2 steps just so we've got it. So I've got 3 bracket 2x plus 5. And then 6 bracket x plus 2. So my denominator is fine. If you would prefer to expand it, that's fine. Otherwise, you can just leave them as they are. So that's x plus 2, 2x plus 5. X plus 2, 2x plus 5. Okay, and I need to expand my brackets here. So I've got 6x plus 15 and 6x plus 12. Now, this is where some people made mistakes. If you started off well, some people just keep forgetting. And I was stressing it a lot when we were doing these kinds of questions. When you're subtracting, you've got to remember you're subtracting both of these two things, okay? So you've got 6x, subtract 6x. What's that going to be?
0.
Nothing, yeah? And then 15 subtract 12 is
3.
3. So that's all we've got left on the top now. That's it.
So it,
Oh, wait, you expanded it.
2x squared plus 10, would that be okay?
yeah.
No, because you haven't expanded it properly. How do you expand two brackets?
Okay.
Foil.
Yeah, I foiled it.
So I said you could expand the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's either that or 2x squared plus 9x plus 10.
yeah, okay, that's fine.
Okay?
Okay.
So there's that one.
Wait, 7a. I thought it was
8 is.
Sorry.
Okay. Y squared minus 2y minus 40. Okay. So when you see this, it's squared.
What you asked to do with this expression?
Sorry.
What's the question asked you to do?
Factorize.
Factorize. Okay, so remember factorize.
So usually when you see this, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a 2 bracket thing. It's like,
Write it.
so you put 2 brackets in. And then for me, since it's y squared, I do both y's. And then I think, okay, what can go into 48 and subtract to give me negative 2? So then I thought,
Do
okay,
you secretly mean add to give negative 2?
yeah, sorry. And then I thought of 1 and 48, which didn't work, 2 and 24, which didn't work, and then 8 and 6. And that would give me 48 and the 2. So then I did plus 6 equate 8. Because if I times these two, it would give me negative 48. And if I subtract,
Secretly add.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Paul. Okay.
Okay, so
Be careful with your needle.
So what I usually do when I see something like this, because you have to solve it, is I get rid of the denominator, so I times. So then, and then you still have 5 on this side, and then you have this bracket there, so like that. Then from there I expand it. So then you take, sorry, 5e, take away 15. And we want it just by itself, so we're going to add 15 on this side. So then we get 19, and it's over, that's just 5e there, and then we need to get e by itself. So we divide by 5. Divide by 5 on this side, so e is equal to 19 over 5.
Is that the same as 3.8?
Yeah. I think. I don't know.
It is, yeah.
Awesome. Pause. All right.
So for question 8C, you have 3 over x plus 1 minus 2 over x minus 1. Yes. So,
And what you asked to do?
you're asked to simplify fully.
Okay.
So, you times these two together because they can't really find a common denominator, so you can't find them together. So, that times plus 1 plus
Yeah, well,
Right.
yeah.
She's
sorry.
doing it to the top as well.
Okay, could you put some brackets around the x plus 1 and x minus 1? Like before it?
If you want to.
Like double bracket.
Yeah, I think Elsa's just showing us what she's multiplying it by.
Oh.
and then you do
Oh my gosh.
x minus 1.
Well, I guess it's your friends that are picky about the way you set stuff out, Elsa.
I know, I guess it is.
Gosh.
So then it would be 3x minus 3, over
x squared minus 1.
Good, because you've done the expansion. Did
Yeah.
you recognise that it was the difference of two squares, or was that just a fluke?
For what? For the bottom one?
Yes.
Yeah, that was just a fluke.
Okay, that's all good.
So, okay, wait, so what do you mean it's the difference of 2 squared?
Well, because if you were to expand x plus 1, x minus 1, you should follow FOIL again. But you get x squared plus x minus 1, and those two disappear. So that's why you get x squared minus 1.
Yeah, I always forget to FOIL whenever I times by the x.
So, but because it was x plus 1, x minus 1, we knew that it was
Yeah.
the difference of two squares. But
Yeah.
obviously that was a fluke. But
Yeah.
that's okay, I guess. We can get away with it.
How'd you do that?
Minus 2x plus 2 over. So you would, 3x minus 2x is just x. So you'd have x, and then minus 3 minus 2 is minus 5. So it would be minus 5 over x squared minus 1.
Good.
How'd you get x squared?
So she's expanded the brackets on the bottom. So here, you've got x plus 1 and x minus 1. So she's done FOIL, although secretly she didn't. It just so happens she managed to get the right answer.
Yeah, I didn't do FOIL either, but like, if you knew it was gonna be x squared minus 1.
Well, you say that, although the last time you got, that was the issue with the one before, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So
but
you didn't FOIL it.
So okay, so first I expanded the top,
I don't think you mean that.
factorized,
That's it.
and so I got, since x squared it has to be two brackets, so we have two brackets, and we know that x is in front of both, and then it has to be 16, and since that's minus, we know one's positive and one's negative, and 4 times 4 is 16, so plus 4 minus 4.
Yeah, what's the expression on the top called? Remember? I just talked about it a second ago.
Difference of 2 squared.
Yeah, it's the difference of two squares, remember? Because you've got x squared minus something else squared. So you know they have to be the same numbers because there's no middle term. Okay? So we've factorized the top and got x plus 4, x minus 4, with the and.
And then we would factorize the bottom now, and that would also be two brackets, and it's also x squared. We know that. And then it is, wait, what's the number? 6 and 8. So a number that has to multiply to get 8 and add to get 6x. And so we know
But
that
almost it's add to give negative
it's
six.
negative 6x. So that would be minus 4 and minus 2. So then we see 2x minus 4, so we cross that off. And so we're left with, oh wait, we don't have to.
Yeah, that's right. That's fine. You can.
Over x minus 2.
Lovely. Awesome. Thank you, really. Pause.
Okay, go. So basically, I tried to find the common denominator. So I found out that you do times 4 by 1 and times 2 by 2. And you don't really have to do anything for 6. So then you just times the top by 2 as well. So then I have 6, 4, take away 2, over 4. Thanks. And
Still equals what?
yeah, equals 1. And then I expand it from there. You still have 6x. 4 equal to 10. Take away 4x over 4. It's still equal to 1. And then from there, I did the like terms. And then, so first I did the x's. So I did, sorry, that's supposed to be a circle. 6x, take away, and then take away 4x, and 2 takeaways is a positive. So then I got 10x. And then
Julia?
I did the other term, so negative 1 take away 10. I got take away 11 from there. Over 4, still equal to 1. and then I wanted to get rid of the bottom, so I times by 4 on both sides. So then you get 4 is equal to 10x take away 11, and then from that you want to get rid of 11, so you add 11 on both sides. So you get 15 is equal to 10x. So you want just x by itself, so you divide by 10 on both sides, and then you get x is equal to 15 over 10.
Could you go up a little?
And now ideally you would simplify that, so that would be 3 over 2 or 1.5.
Could you go up a little?
Okay? So do you want to pause it?
Okay, so it's
Quick 6, because otherwise we're not going to get through it all.
no, it's 12. It's hard to say. So it's 8, and back it's x minus 3 squared over
Danny.
4, and back it's x minus 3. So we can expand this, because this technically means that there's 2 lots of x minus 3, so that's 8 and brackets x minus 3 and brackets. Oopsie. Oh my god.
Just write it underneath. I think the right hand side of the board is not good.
I'll just
Okay.
over 4x minus 3. So then,
Bracket.
When I do minus 12.
then you cancel out. You cancel out the minus 3.
X minus 3.
X minus 3, sorry. And then you get 8. Oh, and you can do the 4s negative as well. So that would be 2 in brackets x minus 3 because the 4's been cancelled out and it's now like a 1. But we don't really need to write that because it's kind of like
Okay, that's it. Lovely. Thanks. The end.
So I have a question. We'll be quick.
Yes, we've got to be quick.
So P equals the square root of Q minus 5R equals,
No, don't
Okay,
I don't like
sorry.
equals. What are we trying to do with this question?
make Q the subject of the formula.
Okay, make Q the subject. Okay.
So first you would add 5R, add 5R, which is the square root of Q, which equals P R. And then to get Q by itself, you would
Undo square rooting. And how do you undo square root?
square it.
Yeah.
So Q equals P plus 5 R.
Square. Pause. Awesome. Thank you.
do question 13 now because I want to. So you have
Okay, ladies.
2 over 5x minus 2
Elsa.
equals 3 over 6x plus 1. And then you just cross multiply it. Sorry, this is really fast. And so that equals,
No, not on a new line.
that equals 12x plus 2 equals 15x minus 6.
That says plus, this is minus.
Yeah.
On the left.
Oh, sorry, plus 12. And so because you're doing 5x, 3 minus 2. So, yeah, and so that's this one, and that's that one.
Yeah.
And so then you have to bring the 6 over here, and then you have to bring 15x over here.
What happens to the denominators?
Pardon?
So when it's fraction equals fraction, you just cross multiply, and then they disappear.
So they just wow, how come they just like disappear?
Because what you've done is multiply both sides by both denominators, and so that's essentially what's happened.
Okay.
Okay? So keep going.
And so then you, no, it's not 12, I messed that up, it's 2. It's 12, no, it's 2.
2.
1 multiplied by 2.
Oh, yeah.
So I just messed that up. So 2 plus 6 equals 15x minus 12x. And then that equals 8 equals 3x. And then you just do 8 over
Thank you. Because I got those all wrong.
Okay, so, I lost it. Okay, so I expanded it to 5 something. Minus 5g equals,
Was this only a
7. And then I need to get the t's on one side, so I subtracted 2t, subtracted 2t, you know. So 5, so 7,
5 to take away 2.
here. Minus 2.
Just 5 take away 2, darling.
5 take away 2. What's that? 3t. 3t minus 5g equals 7. And so I added 5g and add 5g. So 3t equals 7 plus 5g. And then I did 3t minus,
Divided by.
divide by 3, and then divide by 3. T equals 7 plus 5g over.
Lovely, thanks. Wait, tell us why you're doing that.
Okay, so it says this diagram shows a right angle triangle and
read it.
a rectangle. So, this is
What shape is it?
the area of the triangle is twice the area of the rectangle. So it's a right angle triangle, and to find the area of triangles, you have to do the base times height divided by 2. So let's just put that in. So 9.
Alrighty. How is the area of the triangle twice the area of the rectangle? Isn't the rectangle twice the area of the triangle?
No.
Isn't
I
it?
think you and I did I talk to you about this the other day?
No.
That was Julia.
Isn't the rectangle
I think I
like
may have
2
told you
triangles? So why would
No, Angel, it just so happens that in this particular situation,
Okay.
I could say that this pencil is twice the size of this pencil. Like it
Yeah.
just doesn't mean that there's any connection between the shapes themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it says write down an equation for x. So
Sorry, what happened here?
we've done the area of the triangle equals the area of the thing above. I'm just wondering,
But it doesn't equal that, does it?
no, it equals twice, so you double it, right?
So the area of the triangle equals twice the area.
So put all this into.
Right? Okay.
So then you do. Let's just expand this before we go any further, and let's just expand that too. So 72, I think, x plus
36.
36 over 2 equals 70 minus 7x brackets 2. So then let's just expand this. So that equals 140 minus 14x. So then let's just write this out properly. Come on, Jordan. 76 over 2, 140 minus 14x. So now we want
Yeah,
to.
we keep going.
But there's another question.
I think
I know,
that's
but
the other one, right? So,
let's just keep going.
so is the equation for x that?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Well, actually, could you stop at that? May I write down an equation? You could stop at that, actually, yes.
How would you know when to stop, like, for an equation?
Because it just says an equation, you can stop at any point as soon as you have set something up. So actually, secretly, what you could have done was stopped here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would have been if they had said a simplified equation, then you would have had to keep going. And for part B, you have to solve it, so you have to keep going at some point anyway. It's just whether you did it in part A or part B.
Okay.
Okay, but officially, you could have actually stopped here at this top one.
Okay.
Alright, I kept going just because it would have made life easier to do.
Thank you, guys.
Another one.
But today,
Sorry. So then you would do 72x plus 14x, is that right?
Not yet, because what you haven't dealt with the 2.
Yeah,
Divide by
and
2.
then you do 140. Wait, Rob, 1 sec. Alright, so you have 72x plus 36. Yeah?
You just said 72, wait,
Alright, just a minute.
And then you do 2. Is this right? Am I doing this right? Okay. Minus 14x. And then, so, wait, what's 2 multiplied by 140?
280.
280. So then it's 7x.
72.
17.
I keep doing that.
Wait,
So-
why is it add 14?
14x because you just brought it over. But I haven't done that yet.
You put 4x. It says 19. It says minus 14x.
It's just really nice because I'm trying to go quick. And so
Because I
that's
keep rushing it, so she's stressing. Sorry.
280 minus
28.
28x. And so then you do
72.
okay. Can I still learn more? Oh, thank you. So then you do 72x plus 28x. And that equals 280 minus 36. And then my math isn't too good on this, but
100.
so 100x. Wait. Is that? No, I don't know it.
244.
244.
Wait, why are you doing 244?
Because
You do 2.
What?
Maybe not. Keep going.
And then so you do 280 minus, and this is where I stopped because then I could just work it out from there.
I don't know what's gone wrong, but that doesn't look like a nice number.
I'm working it out now. I get it. Okay.
What happened to the...
Yeah, I got
I know.
How do you get...